not throwing up. I'm not throwing up.
Before you came round, my heart would never be much faster.
Hi guys, Karibuni and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you see my face like zoning in and out, light coming in and out, forgive me. I don't have money to buy a lighting equipment set, so for now you're just going to have to deal with the sunlight shining in my face. But anywho, that's not the point. The point is, today we need to talk about why women in 2020 are still telling each other that they need to be doing mental and physical gymnastics in order to keep men. Because I just don't understand. I don't understand why women are still telling each other these things when it has been proven time and time again that no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how educated you are, no matter how sexy you are, if someone wants to leave you, they will leave you. They will leave your cute self, your educated self, your intelligent self, your woke self, your conservative self. If someone doesn't want to be with you, they're just gonna leave. So I don't know why we're still making videos like this. Why does this still exist? And you know what's even more problematic for me? Like, during this video, this girl kept saying that, you know, when she drinks this concoction, she feels like vomiting.
Something that I don't like, I throw up. And if I take something that, you know, it's a little bit sticky, so I tend to also throw up. So that is my habit. I'm so used at throwing up. So if I have eaten food, I will, you know, I cannot take it because I'll end up throwing up. So if I don't have any food in my tummy, definitely I'll not throw up.
But she does it anyway because she wants a WAP in order to keep this man, apparently, because that's what the title of her video says. So hey guys, I just posted on there and I was just like, I don't know why women are always the ones who have to do these gymnastics. I want to see men drinking okra concoctions. I want to see men doing mental exercises and physical exercises to keep me in a relationship, to keep me satisfied, to keep you satisfied, my sister. Why is society not preaching these things to men? I mean, let's just talk about bridal showers and kitchen parties just for 1 second. Let's talk about those and how toxic those events can be. You know, it's all fun and games when you are there. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, you're celebrating the bride to be, you're all there just excited, and then the older mama is going to stand up and start telling the bride and the younger women in the audience that, hey, you need to do XYZ in order to keep a man. And I'm always sitting in that crowd just like, I wonder if somebody is telling that guy there that he also needs to do a few things in order to keep this bride satisfied or to keep her happy in this marriage. I wonder. Because the last time I checked, all the men do is they take their pals out for a bachelor's night or they do a braai, and that's that. They tell each other, this is your last night of freedom, or this is your last month of freedom. Enjoy it to the max. Let's get some strippers in. And that's the person who's supposed to lead the family. So I feel like as a society, our values are all over the place. And instead of focusing on things that actually matter, we focus on the superficial, you know, ground level things that at the end of the day won't really matter years down your marriage. You know, if we want to have good, strong, loving relationships, then we need to start telling our brides and our grooms things that will actually build them in their new season. You know, actual real things. And I'm diverting a little bit from the topic of the video that I watched, but I think it stems from the problem that women are constantly being told from a young age, from when you're a girl, that, you know, you need to do this in order to be a good wife. You need to do that in order to be a good wife. You know, you need to dress a certain way. You need to be able to cook. You need to be able to clean. You need to be respectful. You need to... But is somebody sitting those little boys down? Is someone sitting a teenage boy down and telling him, hey, you need to love your wife with all your heart, all your mind, with all your soul, as Christ loved the church? You need to be able to forgive your wife, or else, you know, your prayers are not going to be answered. Is someone telling men how to be good husbands, how to be the heads of their houses, how to be the leaders of their families? Because from the trend that I keep seeing, a lot of men don't know what they're doing in marriage, and all they want is a wife that's submissive, a wife that is respectful. And yet I don't see you doing all the other things that the Bible says you as a husband is supposed to do in order to get that respect. Because how can I respect you as a husband to be if you don't even have any leadership qualities? You don't even have headship qualities. You don't have any loving qualities. No. That is so problematic. And I think also the problem comes with us telling men from a young age, young boys, we tell young boys, you are getting into a relationship. No, you need to live your best life. You need to party. You need to enjoy life. You're still young. Why do you want to tie yourself down? All these things we tell these young men. And so they spend their 20s basically gathering bad habits of promiscuity, of cheating, of sleeping around, of doing the worst, lying to their partners and all of these things because they want to live this best life. And then when they get into their 30s and they want to settle down, they think that magically they are just going to become now this husband who is loyal, who is faithful, who's respectful. And I'm like, who told you that marriage fixes all your bad ailments? Who told you that marriage fixes all your bad habits? Because it doesn't. Hold on, my phone is ringing. I believe that if we are saying that men are heads of the house and men are leaders of their families, which honestly I believe that that's true. I believe that with all my heart, okay? That's how God intended it to be. But then it means that we need to start training our sons from a young age to become leaders and good leaders. Because just think about it for a minute. Think about any institution, any company, any organization that has a leader at the helm. You will expect that leader to be on top of their game, to be able to build company values, to be able to speak to their employees well, to be able to look out for the best interests of the people within the company and to build this company to go to the next level. So now, if we think about that just for any kind of a company, why do we think that a marriage should be any less? It should actually be even more than that. If I have a son, right? And with my son, I am preparing him to be a husband because he has said he wants to be a husband. Yes, he actually says he wants to be a husband. So I am speaking things to him, and his dad is also speaking things to him that are going to build him into becoming the kind of husband that we know he should become. Not for the benefit per se of his wife, but because we know that the standard that God is going to hold him to is going to be a high standard as the leader of his family. And so we are not trying to raise him for a woman. We are trying to raise him for God and for God's standards. And that means he needs to be a leader who is trustworthy, who is loyal, who is kind, who is loving, who takes care of his family, someone who is able to build his family, to nurture his family, to lead his wife into prosperity, basically. Prosperity of the spirit, prosperity of the mind, prosperity of the flesh, whatever kind of prosperity you want to talk about. The man has to be able to set a standard. And I just don't feel like we are speaking these things into men's lives. We're not speaking these things at men's conferences. We're not speaking these things at grooms' parties or whatever you want to call them. I only hear them being said at kitchen teas, kitchen parties about how you need to do this in bed, how you need to do that, how you need to dress like this in order to keep your husband. And I'm just like, I hear you, but I think there's more important things to talk about. I feel like if we focus on the mental and spiritual aspect of things, and if we also focused on emotional intelligence, then we can always come down to the physical level and deal with the physical level. Because the physical level is fun, it's easier to kind of deal with, I think, than emotional intelligence, than mental intelligence, than spiritual intelligence. I think that requires a form of counseling and preparation that, watching a 10-minute video about how to keep your web juicy, can do. I can just Google that information. I can chat to my girlfriends about it. I can, search for it on the internet. But we are not really speaking to the real issues that marriage or that married people encounter. And no wonder a lot of marriages fail. No wonder a lot of people come into marriages unprepared. You know, they come into marriages with these expectations that if I do all these things, my husband is going to stay with me, and then he doesn't stay because he's as unprepared as his wife. So now, hold that thought. Hold on. I need to share with you guys a resource that my husband and I have found extremely useful over the years. And this is a book that we read when we first got engaged, and we worked through it as a couple. And oh my God, I cannot tell you how much this book has spoken life into our marriage. Like, it was such an investment that we did, and we're seeing the returns years later after we got married, because we were very intentional about the kind of marriage that we wanted. And in fact, this book has become now a book that we give all our friends that are getting married. Any one of our friends, whenever we hear our friends are getting married, this is the book that we go and get, and we gift it to them, and we say to them, hey, here is a resource that we believe will bless you because it has blessed us. So the book in question is this book. Can you see that? This book, if you are a single person, if you are dating, if you are engaged, even if you are married, I would highly recommend that you go and get this book. This book is called Things I Wish I'd Known Before We Got Married by Gary Chapman. Gary Chapman is the man who founded the 5 love languages. So if you know about the 5 love languages, that is this guy. Okay, this is the 5 languages guy. And this book is a gold mine of, I don't know, it's a gold mine of, hey, substance. This is what we need to be telling young women and young men. What is in this book? Like, let me just read for you guys some of the chapters, just so that you know what you're getting when you get a book like this. I wish I had known that being in love is not an adequate foundation for building a successful marriage. How to solve disagreements without arguing. That apologizing is a sign of strength. Oh my gosh, let me not even get started with that. That forgiveness is not a feeling. That toilets are not self-cleaning, okay? That we need a plan for handling our money. That mutual sexual fulfillment is not automatic. Let me see what other one in here. That personality profoundly influences behavior. That spirituality is not to be equated with going to church. And these are just some of the topics. There are other chapters in here. And I can tell you, it is such a useful resource. In the book, there are sections where you get to actually speak and do practical exercises with your partner and have discussions with them. This book is what we need to be speaking about at bridal showers. This is what we need to be blogging about and tweeting about and chatting about when we talk about keep your partner, whether it's a man or a woman. Because if we are preaching this kind of thing to both men and women who are about to get into a marriage, hey, we are selling people success. Like, we are giving people keys that will help them when actual issues rise up. Not how to drink okra in order to keep your WAP. Guys, no, we cannot be on that level now, you know. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with things like this. Let me just say that, you know, for those who are thinking, Faith just doesn't want to have fun. Girl, I have fun. The point is, these things are trivial in the bigger scheme of things. And I think if anybody who is watching is married knows what I'm talking about. There comes a time that no matter how WAP that is, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be thinking about sex when there are problems in your marriage. You're not gonna be thinking about sex when people are not doing what they're supposed to do in the relationship. I'm telling you now. So I would rather give you guys the truth of the matter and say that build your relationship on a strong foundation of spiritual and emotional intelligence, and then all this other stuff It's just decorations. It's pieces to making your marriage that much more exciting. But that's about it, guys. I don't want to start rambling in this video. I'm very passionate about this topic. I'm passionate about building strong men and strong women who will be able to enter marriages that are strong and who will be able to build strong families for the future generations and for your enjoyment. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know your thoughts about these kinds of things. And also, I think, please let me know some of the crazy things people have told you as women that you need to do in order to keep a man. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
Before you came round, I was ready to slow down.